again to look at what opportunities awaits us in the market. Thank you very much. This is Network Investors Club. We are live doing this live stream globally Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And today is Friday, like I said, 5th of June 2026. How is it going with your portfolios? We saw a market dip the day before yesterday, and then suddenly there was a recovery of some sort yesterday. There are still opportunities in the market for us to take full advantage of. We'll be here to find out. Thank you very much from wherever you are joining. You know how we do it. Go ahead to start liking and, of course, sharing this live stream so we can have as many more people join us as possible. All right. We are loud and clear on all platforms right now, on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And of course, even if you are joining us for the first time, not a problem at all. Let's have a great time together as we explore the Nigerian market. Particularly, I'll be here to give you real-time data transmission as it pans out. And you know what? Before coming on live here, I saw a lot of opportunities. Let's remember, the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. So you have to be patient and do not invest with short-term funds. But stay disciplined, patient, and surely you will make the most of the opportunities there is in the market. Thank you very much once again from wherever you are joining. We will proceed to take details of what happened yesterday. You know, we were not live yesterday, so it will be good for us to take a quick look at what transpired in the market and then come back to use the information to our advantage. The Nigerian equities market extended its losing streak to 4 consecutive trading sessions yesterday, 5th of June, as heavy sell-offs in RDL Holdings and Etana PLC triggered a sharp 4.9% decline in the oil and gas index, helping erase 580.65 billion naira from investors' wealth. Trading data from the NGX reviewed showed the all share index fell 0.37% to close at 242,227.31 points from 243,000 plus. Consequently, market capitalization declined to 155.36 trillion naira from 155.94 trillion, while the year-to-date return moderated further to 55.66% from 56.24%. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not just reading this for the want of reading. We want to make the most of the information we are hearing. The session was dominated by aggressive profit-taking in oil and gas counters, particularly RDL and Etana Oil, both of which recorded near maximum daily losses and weighed heavily on the sector's performance despite gains in selected banking and industrial stocks. Highlight of the key performances yesterday are all share index down 0.37%, market capitalization down by 580.65 billion, volume traded down 36.25% to 588.46 million shares, value traded down 34.05% to 27.88 billion naira. Number of deals down also by 17.28% to 57,352 transactions. Year-to-date returns, as earlier stated, 55.66%, and then month-to-date return down negative 3.3%. So what this tells you is that the opportunity you did not see in April and in May has eventually begun to emerge in this month of June. And so it is actually safer to buy stocks now instead of before now. And this is why I will always tell you, no one can time the market. I knew and I told us that the market will dip after dividend declaration and first quarter results. But my calculation was that, as usual, it will be between April and May. If you remember very well, I kept saying April and May, the market will dip. But you know what? If the dividend payments now continue beyond my expected timeline, Of course, the dip will come much later than I thought. So that dip we expected in April, May is now on right here in June. But you know what? It's always short-lived. So whatever fresh funds you have, check very well and take advantage of the bargains as they are now. All right? Thank you very much. I greet you, the lucky coach. Oh, I'm a lucky coach. Wow, Showy, I salute you. So we will go ahead to now take your comments all the way on all platforms until 1 p.m. Nigerian time, when we'll be taking your calls. Thank you so very much. So chats have been restored on YouTube, and so we will be interacting more today on YouTube. I appreciate you all for always keeping it good and always being there. You know how we do it. Go ahead and like, share, and make sure you are taking advantage of on-screen actions to keep the live stream even more active. Okay? Moderators today shall be Maobi, Rehoboth, Dr. B. Rich, Kaka, Mr. Luke, Mr. Anthony. They will be helping to respond to some of your comments on the comments across all platforms, while I try to also respond to you all. Thank you very much from wherever you are. Because of time, I may not be able to mention your names, but I see you all across these platforms. We'll go straight to your comment. But please be informed, the comments, the reviews, and the opinions expressed in this live stream are entirely mine. They are personal and not investment advice. Quietly do your due diligence and do not take all I say hook, line, and sinker. Everyone, you are free to do your research before investing. Morning, coach. God bless you for your good work, sir. Please, sir, where do you check for stock offers and bids? Team, I do that on my brokers platform provided for me, and because they do real-time data transmission, I am able to do bid and offer status for most of the stocks before I buy. McQueen's Izwage says, Coach, is it a good idea to sell my NACO shares? Well, when the market dips, some stocks suffer, and it makes you think that way. NACO has not had any very significant problems at all. If the stock price is dipping, perhaps it's because some investors are trying to take advantage of the bonus shares that were issued and are selling off to take monetary value for their holdings, preparatory to when bonus allotment shall be made. And if you just do not have any concrete reason to sell, then that's a signal that you should rather be buying than selling. But you know what? You are always the CEO of your portfolio. And of course, we are in that moment when opportunities will be flying around, but they may not last. So you want to make the most of whatever opportunities you have and do not misfire. Coach, any info on other results and dividends? Kit animations. Actually, for Aradel, the dividends will only be known when the financial report is made public. And they requested for an extension to the 19th of this month. So we're going to be waiting till, say, another 14 days. So in 2 weeks from now, we should be hearing from Aradel. And I'm sure this time it will not be a further postponement, but a real release of the full year and the first quarter results. I really understand what they are going through and what has led to these extensions. And of course, as much as I'm not impressed that they actually gave 31st of May for an extension, but for them to have come back to further extend to 19th of June, it means that the work is a lot. And why are they extending? Because we have it on good notice. I've already shared it here several times that, listen, Aradel bought two major oil facilities, two major assets, and they needed to integrate it into their full year reports. Now, what you don't want is any form of under-reporting, over-reporting, or incomplete reporting, however you want to look at it, because these are very sensitive items that must be captured in the full year results, since they are now assets of Aradel. And so a proper job needs to be done, so they don't appear to be incompetent, whoever the auditors are. So what is happening is they are requiring more time to integrate all of those assets into the full result. So by the time they are done, we will see the clear picture based on post-investments in those assets. And of course, the report will also carry the first quarter results as well. That's the reason why Aradel is experiencing some delays. But like I said in our last live stream on Wednesday, that delay might just be a blessing in disguise. That's because, who knows, the extension has just brought you to a moment when the market now looks like a good opportunity to buy again. So for those expecting dividends, it will just be a fantastic timing for you, because still within this month, the dividends should be declared, and then shareholders should be taking hold of theirs. And I'm still projecting between 30 to 40 naira final dividend for Aradel. Don't forget, they paid a dividend of 10 naira per share as interim dividend last November. Okay? Keep your comments coming in. Success Mindset, good afternoon to you. Welcome, Coach Nkem. I appreciate you there. Alishi Loye. Lekon, thank you very much. You are relentless and always committed to sharing the live stream. Please do not stop. It doesn't take anything for you to continue to share and like this live stream. Okay, I don't know what message TikTok is sending here. I don't have time for all of this. Gifting suspended and live visibility restricted. Gifts are suspended and your live restricted in recommendations and search results for 10 minutes due to reproduced content such as pre-recorded or copied content. I don't care. The important thing is that my people are live and online. I'm not here for gifts and all that. So I don't need this distraction now. So I'll just proceed to taking your comment. Another day to learn. Amicable Amala says, oh yes, absolutely. Keep your comments coming in on all platforms. I'm trying my best. So what you can do is, you know how we do it here, copy and paste, keep pasting, because the screens are actually scrolling automatically. Hey, it's Kaka, Kocho, Cacao. Okay, good day, Coach. I'm happy to be here again to draw from your wealth of investment knowledge. Thank you, sir. That's from Joy Mbalaso. I'm glad to be here as well. All right. Keep your comments coming in. I'm very hungry to respond to every one of them. Good morning, Coach. It's because of you my portfolio has grown from the 5K I used to start trading this January to almost 10 million naira as at this morning. Thank you so much for being a blessing. You don't mean it. Olowolafe on YouTube. He said he started with 5K. Now, whenever you publish something like this, people start going haywire, start wondering, oh, is it 5K that grew to 10 million naira? No, not necessarily. People don't really get this thing. If you can bring yourself to invest 5,000 naira, before you know it, you would have built the discipline, the interest would have built up, the appetite to invest more will build up, and then you begin to reason like the rich and start prioritizing asset acquisition, which in our case is the paper assets in the form of stocks, bonds, real estate, money market funds, mutual funds, ETFs, and all of that, treasury bills, commercial papers, and all that. Your brain and your entire consciousness will now be rewired towards invest. Before you know it, those cash that used to disappear from your hand, suddenly your money flow problem is solved. Listen, a lot of people do not have cash problem. What they have is money flow problem. They make the money, but the flow is wrong. It flows in and flows out almost immediately. That's what you get solved when you join Network Investors Club here for the first time. And then you begin to look for more creative ways of getting fresh funds to invest. Before you know it, those cash that used to just go down the drain and you can't trace begins to gather in your portfolio. Plus, the growth of the portfolio because we pick stocks carefully. And when others panic and sell at a loss, we are here to tell you, hold on, this thing will just fade away. It's part of the market behavior. So that's what we enjoy. Once again, Olowolafe, congratulations. From 5,000 Naira, which he started, he found his portfolio January till June now. He has trapped up to 10 million Naira, both in growth and fresh funds that came in. Maybe all of those 10 million would have been wasted somewhere and he wouldn't have traced it. This is what you get from being a part of Network Investors Club. All right? Very happy to hear from you right there regarding this. Keep going. Before you know it, 50 million Naira portfolio size, maybe by this time next year, and then 100 million Naira, and so on and so forth. Isn't this interesting? Listen, if you are not following me, you are losing money. You just don't know. Follow me and see whether this statement is wrong. Please, what's your advice on IEI, coach? Dossier, IEI, I've said it several times and over. I am not really drawn to the current valuation, even of the public offer, not to talk of the market price at 6 Naira plus right now. So at the floor of the exchange, current market price is almost double the size of the offer in the public offers. Well, good luck to everyone who has an interest and might have invested in the IPO. Now, one attraction is that since it's looking great on the IPO versus the stock price on the stock exchange, you may want to also rush in and buy the IPO. For whatever reason, good luck to you. You just could be right. Of course, I may be wrong, but for me, I've not seen enough fundamentals to justify even the 3 Naira price. In any case, I could be wrong because there are so many things going on behind the scenes that will eventually play out and manifest in the books. So just based on the records before the public so far, I'm not really keen on that one. All right. Okay, Zubens Fastlink says, follow Wuno Road, you get why. Prince Levis says, you are making sense. Thank you very much. Let's keep progressing with our questions. The market is open. Part of the reasons why I'm here is to also tell you details of what's going on real time as we make progress. Sir, I have just 150 units of Seplat. Do you think I should sell off to go into Aradel? Oluwatosin, is it for the lack of fresh funds and the desire to get into Aradel? If that is the case, and you don't see yourself continually building up your Seplat, then of course you can proceed. If you have 150 units of Seplat, it may not amount to much, but you have a chance to grow it more with Aradel. Though Seplat is a stronger company, but when the quantity is not much, it's almost like you are going to wait too long to see real progress. So if I were you, I think I would do that. Good afternoon, coach. Is it a good time to go into NIDF? It's been a good time to buy NIDF several months back. And up till now, very good time. The only problem now is NIDF on a daily basis continues to be on full bid. Nobody is interested in selling. And that becomes a difficulty. Price is not changing because 100,000 block transaction does not go on at that 141 or so price per share. So even if a few gets traded daily at 141 Naira per share, it still closes the day at 129. But if you ask me, NITF continues to be a fantastic proposition right now following the strong interest that has built up regarding that stock. Olumide Oderanti says, hello coach, is UPDC a good company to invest in? Kindly juxtapose between Charms and UPDC. Well, if time will permit, I can do that. But let's just do a comparative analysis, a quick comparative analysis between UPDC and charms. Especially following fundamentals. Let's see how we can just compare each one of them. Okay, so here we go. Comparative analysis. Let's see how UPDC compares with charms regarding key fundamentals. All right, just give me a second. I'll be with you shortly. Okay, both of them selling almost at the same price. Charms at 4 naira 10 kobo, UPDC 4 naira 20 kobo. Please don't mistake UPDC for UPDC REIT. Do not make that mistake. Market capitalization. Charms has a 36.9 billion naira market capitalization. UPDC has 77.95 billion naira market capitalization. Trailing earnings per share, Charms has 7 kobo per share, UPDC 11 kobo per share. PE ratio, Charms has an approximately 58 times versus UPDC's 38 times. So it appears clearly that UPDC is cheaper than Charms based on PE ratio. And then dividend per share, well, UPDC paid 1 kobo per share, Charms didn't pay dividend. Okay? Now, UPDC is actually on a financial recovery because revenue grew by 10%, 12.9 billion naira. Profit before tax surged by 148%. By the per share strength, basic per share earnings improved significantly to 11 kobo, up from 5 kobo, talking about UPDC. Recent margins is showing, while the full year numbers were strong, early 2026 interim results show a slight margin contraction. So UPDC REIT experienced a slight decrease in their first quarter 2026 results due to escalating operational and admin costs. Of course, then we have that of Charms transitioning into a holding company structured has allowed Charms to capture substantial value from its fintech and digital payment subsidiaries. So it commands higher valuation multiples globally due to stability. Now, per share strength shows Charms maintains a steady trailing 7 kobo per share earnings per share at a stock price of 410. Now, the technical health is that market sentiments around Charms remains positive, maintaining a strong buy moving average technical profile on local trading desks. So if you are going for UPDC, that is served as an asset-backed value play. Going for Charms, it acts as a high multiple growth play. Investors looking at Charms are prioritizing market share expansion. Of course, we know they have already gone to 2 African countries, and we are in their season, pre-election year. And then, of course, there is a case that may earn them billions, and it's looking like it will be, a judgment will be passed in their favor. So many things that investors are looking forward to beyond the books as well. Well, depends at this point what you want. I do not want to take too much time because, you know, these things can delay and render most of our questions unanswered. So you can now make up your mind on which to settle for. Please, coach, what stock do you think I buy for my wife with 1 million? She dey sing here every day for my ears. Say, I no tell her. Please help me. Mr. Peter Paris is in trouble. You found a way to make money and you didn't tell her. Now you are in trouble. But first of all, we celebrate every man who will stand up and do this for their wives. 1 million naira to invest for his wife. That was how Mr. Chris told me, please, where can I invest for my wife? I think it was late last year, and I told him, buy Zenith. Buy Zenith. As at that time, if I'm not mistaken, Zenith was 58 naira per share. And then he bought Zenith for his wife. And now what do we have? 120 something naira per share Zenith. So let's see if we can deliver Peter from his wife, who says she's singing in his ears because he's guilty of not showing her where it is happening. And now he has been caught red-handed and he has to pay the ransom of 1 million naira investment. Where do we put that to work right now? Let's go on and see what opportunities there are. Good thing is, this is another very good time to buy stocks. So the way the Nigerian market is, the cyclical opportunities available, one of it is now, and then the other is in November, December. So while this lasts, like I told you, it's shifting gradually away from April and May, maybe due to how the dividend calendars are this time. But it's always after dividends are declared, final dividends, of course, between the first quarter and beginning of the second quarter, or towards the end of the second quarter in this case. So these are times when prices are down because all the excitement about dividend payments, corporate actions of bonuses and all that, earnings reports are finally over. So get used to this. We are now in that moment where some stocks which you used to be chasing hotly are now available far cheaper than they were when you were seriously hungry for them. One of which is TIP, the Initiates PLC. And for that one, we understand why. They just did allotments. The stock was actually flying to 42 naira per share. Then announcement came that they've gotten approval to do allotments. First drawback, people sold off in anticipation of getting their allotment. Then finally, as it began to land in the accounts of many, they started also selling. Oh my God, that's Mr. Chris there. He says, my wife is happy with me since then. You see that? So we are not making this up. Now, from what I'm seeing, Mr. Peter, you are going to be buying between TIP and Dangote Sugar for your wife. TIP has pulled back to around 27 now from the 42. And I am having a strong conviction that even if it will ever pull back below 27, it may never go below 25 because the shocks of the massive sell-off due to people receiving their allotments in their portfolio is waning away. And the stock price has refused to go below 27 for now. Now, the public offer allotment is done. We're waiting for the rights issue allotment to come. Will that cause any further sell-off? Not sure. Not very likely. That's because for anybody who is going to receive their rights issue, most of those are people who are going to hold because they actually subscribed to receive more than their rights as well as their rights. But those who bought public offer are the newcomers who are excited that the stock price rose this fast. And so most of them have sold. We may not see the level of depression we saw from when the public offer allotment was done. If you understand this, then you will start knowing we are at buy zone for TIP. Worst case, it will go down to 25. Worst case scenario. Or it may not. Now, why may it not? Because we are also approaching the end of the second quarter, which is the end of this month. At the end of this month, we enter a new era of earnings season where most companies will start publishing their second quarter result, which added to the first quarter also will become their half-year result. We are still expecting a fantastic performance from TIP. Their performance in this second quarter and the half-year 2026 will definitely beat that of 2025. And what do you expect when that happens? Boom! Price will begin to find its way back up again. So, once again, we are at buy zone. Mr. Peter, you are buying TIP and you are buying Dangote Sugar for your wife. Thank you very much. Okay, Ebuka, not BBN. Nice one. Ebuka, not BBN says TIP one key me. Don't worry, you won't die, okay? MTN was Wunjomi. Ebuka, don't worry. we are at that level. MTN also dropped below the support level that it established earlier at 800 and is now struggling to get back there. All I can say is this is another bargain. For me, there is how I will see fresh funds now. I'll still go back there and buy MTN, especially at that yesterday's price. Just that it's risen above the yesterday's 763, is now at 794. So MTN is struggling and finding a way to get back to that 800. So before it does, today is Friday. We don't know how low it will sell, but it's looking harder to go as low as yesterday's 763 because it's at 794 now. And the bids are 1.7 million versus 1 million offers. Okay, morning coach, please can I top up Beta Glass after markdown? Absolutely. Some people are unaware that Beta Glass dropped that much because of markdown. Some may have sold out of fear. They've marked down for dividend payment because their dividend payment is this month. Now, I can't recall what date it is. Maybe I should find out for the benefit of those who are listening right now. Beta Glass dividend payment for 2027, 2026. Don't forget, they declared 7 naira plus. I think 7 naira 20 kobo for their dividend payment per share. So we are waiting to cash our dividend payments so that we can come back to this same stock and buy enough. It's called compounding. Okay, I'm trying to source for the date, payment date for the dividend declared. 7 naira 20 kobo dividend payment date is June 4th. So, no, not June 4th. Just give me a moment. June 4th is the ex-dividend date. That was when they marked down. Payment date is 25th. So they've marked down for the purpose of payment of dividend. Qualification date was 3rd. So just 2 days ago was the qualification date for Beta Glass. So anybody who bought 2 days ago backwards will qualify for the 7 naira 20 kobo per share dividend. So expect your dividend alerts for Beta Glass on the 25th of this month. And if the price remains depressed, you now take advantage and buy more with your dividend. That is what compounding is all about. You know why I don't like academics? They will confuse you with formulas, compound interest, this and that, and then before you know it, you are lost. So I like to go straight to the point. Compounding means reinvesting your earnings from the stock, which in our case is dividend, or if you sell a stock in profit, you reinvest the profit into some other stocks or into the same stock if you like, if the price is still appealing. As long as the money you are making is going back into reinvesting, you are compounding your investments. Okay? All right, keep the comments coming in. Good afternoon, Coach. Please, how does leveraging work? My broker sent me an email to this regard. Sammy Excel. You've got to be very careful with leveraging. What they are trying to do is perhaps advance you loan to invest. In other words, it's also called margin trading, but this is not basically trading. You are investing for the long term. You are leveraging on extra cash from your broker that you will pay back at a certain interest over a certain period. So I'm sure that's what they are talking about. You call them and get much more clarity, please. Coach, what about PZ Q1 results? Full year result of PZ is expected this month, maybe towards the end of this month. That's because their full year result, their full year is May 31st. So Wako Simon, PZ's Q1 is not out yet. They just entered their own first quarter. Their own calendar year ends in May 31st, unlike those of many other companies that ends December 31st, okay? And that's why we've been accumulating PZ all this while. Let's see what's going on with PZ itself in anticipation of their full year result to be announced later this month, if there are no delays whatsoever. How much was PZ yesterday and how much is it right now? Yesterday, PZ closed at 87 naira 80 kobo, but this morning, as we speak right now this afternoon. In fact, PZ is up to 92 naira 50 kobo. So it's finding its way back up where it belonged before the market slide. 2.4 million bids for PZ versus 1.1 million offers. So it's looking like PZ is trying to rediscover itself before the full year result is out. And usually when you hear if a company is going to do well and their earnings report season is approaching, naturally the stock begins to climb. 55.9 million naira have been spent on 598,000 PZ as we speak. So there could be some people taking position now as far as PZ is concerned. Good afternoon, Coach. What do you suggest on selling sterling and reinvesting in TIP? Chidi Elias. I 100% veto that idea because sterling has a way of just lazying about when other banks are climbing. Obviously, it is not unconnected with the dividend payout that is not impressive enough. So you find it hovering around 7 naira for a while. That was the case when it was selling at 3 and 4 naira. Every other stock was rallying and jumping. All bank stocks were flying. Sterling remained at 4 naira for God knows how long, until it managed to climb all the way to 8, 9, and then came back to 7. And now it's in that era of sleeping over a particular junction for God knows how long again. So I think that's a good move, offloading your sterling, because listen, the market has no respect for emotions. It has no feelings whatsoever. So sometimes you've got to be ruthless and detach emotions from your investing. And so that's a good move if you ask me. Coach, what do you think of Beta Glass long term? Could it be another Aradel? Bimbo. Let me tell you the truth. My feelings for Beta Glass, it reminds me of two stocks, the likes of Presco and what's the other one now? Is it Aradel? Yes. This Beta Glass reminds me of those two. It will just be on one spot for God knows how long. Well, we saw it stay at 400 and something for so long before it climbed to 500, almost touching 600, and then slips around 500 for God knows how long. The truth is the fundamentals are excellent. They've done everything they need to do backstage and restructure the company, set up a brand new furnace, cut down on costs. That's one major thing they did that really attracted me to the stock. Two key raw materials they used to import, they are no longer importing, they are now sourcing for it locally, and the numbers are undeniable. Of course, silica and sand are those two key raw materials, and then they also, beyond refurbishing their furnace, they've also gone ahead to invest in what used to eat up most of their cost of sales, which is power. So they have progressed into trying to integrate generating their own solar power for production. So that means more savings as far as the cost of diesel and power generation is concerned. So all of this will now begin to appear going forward. And I mean, we are not a hit and run investor type. We are here to milk the market. So when we find a stock doing the right things, we take position early and sit down there. Why does it remind me of Presco and Aradel? Presco was 450. Most of you may remember because you have been here long ago and following me all the way. So you can always confirm that. Presco, as at November, December 2024, was selling at 450. Some of you bought Presco here when I mentioned it, 450 naira. Then it sounded too expensive. How can an oil palm oil, let me call it as commonly as it is known, palm oil, not palm oil, palm oil. Why will palm oil be selling for 400 and something naira when Zenith Bank is selling for 45 naira? Palm oil. Well, that palm oil that was selling at 450, I want to share my screen with you. So if you're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, you will get to see what I'm trying to show you. So Presco, that's it right there. I'll soon share my screen now, but let me do the 5-year chart so we can scroll towards 2024 November, December. That was when we bought Presco. Felt expensive, looked like it wasn't justified, but let's see how it goes. Well, that's the screen right there. Just give me a second, I'll share my screen so you can see what I mean. Now, that's it. Presco, here you go. That's it, okay? November, December, I'll scroll through, you will see the internet never forgets. 2024, can you see that? 18th of November, 447 naira. Then inside 25th of November, 447. Okay, then in December, 460 something. So it started climbing. Immediately after we bought Presco, December 2024, as we entered January last year, because it's not far. December to January last year was last year, 2025. There you go, boom, 13th of January 2025, Presco 534. Then it kept climbing and climbing, and what do we have now? 2,300. Those things we saw inside the numbers that could not be seen was eventually revealed to the market. And from 450, in fact, even if you bought January last year, you bought at 500 and something from what I've shown you. And there you are, 2,300. Who would have thought that more than about almost 2,000 naira will be added? More than 1,800 naira on top the price you bought at 400 and something. Reminds me of Aradel as well. Well, you know the story. Most of you were here when I kept shouting, buy Aradel 450, 450, 450, 450, 500, 600. And here we are, 1,700. Went to 2,000 and came back down. So it has added over 1,000 naira per share. Sometimes it looks crazy, but time will tell. Okay, ladies and gents, let's stay focused and keep going. All right, Dangote Sugar or Charms. I'm 37. I feel Dan will appreciate faster than Charms. What's your take? Martins, Yusuf, we really can't tell which will appreciate faster. If anybody feels like telling you that is it, they can't be sure. Okay? So let's get it and understand the reality that the market is difficult to predict. Nobody can predict the market. It has a mind of its own. Theoretically and generally, Charms should be able to double before Dangote Sugar. But then the drivers behind the scene are not the same in terms of what influences their performance. It could just happen that Dangote Sugar doubles faster than Charms. It could happen as theoretically clear as it is on the surface that it's easier for Charms to do 8 naira than Dan Sugar to do 162. Who should do it first? Nobody knows. That's the market for you. So what you do is make the most of what you think and be safe. In the end, both stocks will reward, but not every stock runs at the same time. Each stock has its own day, and when the day of a stock comes, there's no stopping it. Good afternoon, Coach. MTN or Dan Sugar, which should I top up and at what price? Well, I would go top up MTN because that's the one that will eventually become more difficult to top up, since you can always come back to Dan Sugar and top up. On the premium board, from what I'm seeing right here, MTN refuses to drop. It's still at 796. That means it's almost feeling like I shouldn't be below 800. And we have 1.7 million bids versus 1.3 million offers. Today is Friday, don't forget, we still have a long time to go. We'll see how things pan out. Currently, 796 for MTN. Dangote Sugar is also refusing to drop below 70 naira because it doesn't feel that is fair, even if the rights issue price is at 60 naira. Don't forget, I'm taking up my rights, and even I'm going to apply for more than my rights because I see this as the last opportunity to buy Dangote Sugar at the best possible price. Well, while I'm still here talking, Dangote Sugar is not even at 70, even though it closed 17 naira 35 yesterday. It's now at 72 naira as we speak. 2.3 million bids versus 1.4 million offers. So they don't even care that it's selling for 16 naira in the rights issue. People are paying 72 for it already. Don't forget, if not for the rights, that sugar should have been approaching 100 now because it climbed above 90 before what we saw regarding the rights issue. I'm going to take up more of all of my rights and still demand for more than my rights. Don't forget, my entry price for Dangote sugar is 29 naira, and yet I'm happy to buy more at 60 now because I want to top up my volume and enjoy it. Okay, so the name of the game as far as Dangote sugar is accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Can never be below 100 naira by this time next year. All right? Good afternoon, Coach. MTN or Dang Sugar. All right, I responded to that. I know I told you to keep copying and pasting your questions because the screens are always scrolling automatically. So to help me, to give me a better chance of reading from you, just keep repeating your comments or questions. Destiny says, I hold Bitter Glass, M-Benefit, NASCON, Presco, UBA, WAPO, Zenith, RDL, and Tantalizers. With a portfolio of 6.8, I have 400K to invest. Should I top up? You've got to top up because 6.8 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stocks is enough. So if you top up 400K, that will bring it to 7.2 million. And so what to top up, you've got to take advantage of the current market low of a stock like NASCON. NASCON, go in there and top up NASCON, only NASCON, so that the 400K will do justice to whatever you're doing. Coach, best price to enter Bitter Glass, Messi, Elobose. Let's go and see what the bid and offer status is for Bitter Glass. Currently 549 naira, down from the 562. And you know what? This is, that time they were rushing, everybody was rushing after Bitter Glass, and I was saying, don't run after a flying stock. Now that it's not flying, it's no longer attractive. But you know what? This is when I buy. When nobody's interested, we are in planting season again. Just the same way I'll tell you when we get to November, December. Planting season, you hardly go wrong at this time as long as you are buying the best possible stocks. So I'm seeing bids at 525. Maybe you should place a bid at 530 and stay patient a little because the bids are far less, 62,000 bids versus 148,000 offers. So that's it. Jacob Ikenemo says, please talk about Jaiz. Jaiz Bank, always a good entry under 9 naira. Let's see how much it is now. Jaiz Bank currently at 8 naira 60 kobo. You can't go wrong at this point buying Jaiz Bank. And one thing I know about Jaiz also, the same way it did last year, strode around 3 naira for so long. I said buy Jaiz, make it 1 million shares challenge. And then when we got into January this year, boom, it flew to around 15 naira before dipping back to under 9. Now, it's hardly gone below 8. Therefore, a solid support level is at 8. Now, it used to hang on at above 9, but of course, the recent dip in the market has brought it down to 8. And I think this is a good long-term position. And what makes it even more assured that you can buy at 850 or 860 where it is now is because there are 2 million bids versus 9.2 million offers. But if you see the names behind Jaiz Bank, you will not have any fear because the strongest names in banking and investing in Nigeria, especially the northern-based names, are there. When I used to be a staff of First Bank, there was one towering name that I saw amongst their majority shareholders. His name is Alhaji Abdul Mutalab. Abdul Mutalab, go and Google that name and find out who he is. An investment juggernaut, silent billionaires. These are the ones that don't talk. Abdul Mutalab was a majority shareholder in First Bank. Abdul Mutalab, I think he was also involved in one of the telecoms companies those times when they came in. Anyway, I'll stop there. Please, which broker would you recommend for newbies, Stanbic or Omeogo? I would not know. I haven't used Stanbic before, but Stanbic is one of the big names. The question is, how good are their services? If you enjoy their service, that is, since you mentioned them, stick with them. Whatever works for you. Sometimes our experiences are different with different brokers. Okay. What about Access Holdings? Esther is asking. Access Corporation is a victim of its strategy of management, which is prioritizing acquisitions ahead of dividend payouts. And that has kept the price where it is, instead of it to be competing with the likes of UBA that is supposed to be its peers. So in essence, even if their balance sheet size is bigger than that of UBA sells more. I mean, it's more expensive than Access. And then the excess liquidity of Access Bank shares on the floor. I think there is a huge quantity of Access Bank shares as their free float. So every time it tries to climb to 30, it gets pushed back down with so much oversupply. But most importantly, due to the not insufficient dividend, in quote, or unappreciable size of dividend payouts, the stock price has not been able to progress well enough. That's the case with Access. But you know what? The Group MD promised that Access Corporation will pay dividends and will pay better dividends and slow down on acquisitions. Unfortunately, the CBN wanted all banks to do their forbearance, clear NPL, and all that. So that also made it difficult for them to to pay dividends as well, just like UBA and First Bank and so on. Prince G, coach, please talk about CWG. Okay, let's go ahead and see what CWG has. CWG, the numbers are excellent. The only drawback is that their debt profile, which is not injurious at the moment, and as long as they continue to grow revenue and profits, that will also balance out. Ordinarily sound business, good numbers, and then of course, just like Chams, CWG is also a major service provider to MTN Nigeria. So you are sure of regular revenue stream by that connection, apart from what they do as their own core business elsewhere. Currently, 22 naira, up from the 21 naira 40 kobo. Interest is a bit higher than supply. 1.6 million bids versus 825,000 offers. Hi, coach. What's going on with M benefits, please? Ayo, nothing much is going on. Market vagaries is what's happening. And usually, when the market pulls back like this, penny stocks suffer. But don't forget, we are also in a situation where most of these stocks are the top gainers for the day is now repeatedly being the penny stocks. So what I said about penny stocks taking over the baton from the big guns is what is playing out. Unfortunately, because they are penny stocks, no matter how much they gain, the all-share index does not increase. The market capitalization, does not increase because they will run and run and run because they are pennies. It doesn't add much. But when the big guns start running, then the market capitalization jumps in leaps and bounds. So please talk about UCAP. Wealthy Kelechi United Capital is, I think UCAP is getting a bit stronger after, like I made an analogy of what they go through. Most of these companies, when they pay, when they give out bonus shares, especially when the bonus giving is actually very generous. UCAP did a very generous bonus and paid and gave 2 for 1. For every one you have, they give you 2. If you had 1 million shares, they give you 2 million shares. That's what UCAP did. And you know what that does? Heavy dilution of the shares, and therefore per share metrics is watered down. So they are coming from that experience, and it's now looking even better because, of course, they did that to grow their capital base so that they can continue to expand the business and get stronger by the day. So it's almost that time when it's getting better for them now. And you can see the price has just been hanging around 18 naira for long. So for over 1 year, it's been around that 18 naira. In fact, when the market dips so badly, it gets down as low as 16. But I can tell you, UCAP should, on a normal day now, be selling around 25. So that 18 is a good entry price going forward. They will now start growing the dividend per share again, afresh. You know, they were paying so high, but when they diluted, it now came down to kobos. So they will now start building up from there. And everything actually needs time because you are investing in businesses when you buy stocks. Yeah, I don't know why people are so much in a hurry to see returns. It's not a money doubling venture. The stock market is different from Forex or crypto. People are employed, they are manufacturing or rendering services. Time will have to pass for the sales they have made to be calculated to turn into profit before you now see action. But sometimes the market jumps just after you bought a stock, not because you are timing it perfectly and that's how it's supposed to be, but because of a result of what has happened. Just like I explained now, Victor Glass is not responding to the changes going on. Those changes will eventually translate into the numbers improving in the books. That's when the market now sees it. That's why I always say it's like I have a problem of identifying stocks too early. So sometimes you buy and it looks like you have been waiting. But I think it's better to be in the bus and early enough before something now opens up to the market and everybody start jumping in, right? So that's my approach to investing. Maureen says, Coach, please talk about NASCON. It has been on full offer for 3 days now. Maureen, if I didn't have enough NASCON, that would have been a fantastic opportunity for me. You see that NASCON? I've said it before. NASCON casually paid 6 naira per share. Nobody's making noise about it. And yet they will be celebrating a stock that is having 6 naira as earnings per share. NASCON's earnings per share is within 13 or 12 naira per share. And they are amongst the companies with the strongest cash pile. I just wish that this full bid is eventually dropping the price, but it's really not dropping the price. Can you not see something? Just notice something. I've come back to NASCON now. 0 bids, 1.1 million offers. They've sold about 145,000 shares, amounting to 28 million today so far. But the 3 consecutive days NASCON has been on full offer, no buyer, the price has remained at 219. So intraday transactions, it sells at 197.6, which is the lowest price, 10% down from the 219.5. But when market closes, goes back to 219. Why? Because a block 100,000 transaction was not done. Now they've done 176,000. I'm sure it was in piecemeals as well. So despite the fact it's always on full offer for the last 3 days, price does not change. Now, what can be deceptive is if you are using an app that does not show you real-time data, you will go and be buying NASCON at 219. You put in a bid at 219 to be sold to you because there are offers at 219 as well. But what I'm seeing before me is there are offers at 197.6, which was the last transaction done. And offers at 199 and above are just about 49,000. After the 49,000 offers, the rest of the offers are 200 naira and above. So the point is, you could buy today 197, and the market closes, the price is at 219. So if it continues like this, it shows you that that stock will not go down. Then the time comes, second quarter result announced next month, it starts picking up. You are not supposed to see NASCON at below 200, but that's where it is now. So let the numbers speak for the stock. That's my take on NASCON. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 p.m. now when we shall now proceed to take your comments. But then, Lovett says, good morning, coach. FeedSyn is trading at full offer, no bid today, and already at negative 13%. Do you think Monday should be a good opportunity to enter? I don't have pharmaceuticals in my portfolio. Sometimes these stocks will not wait till that Monday. Honestly, because they should be amongst those whose results will be expected later on this month. I'm looking at that FeedSyn now, 2.4 million bids. It could be possible. But look at the quantity traded, 149,000, just as I was describing for NASCON. If care is not taken, this price will not close at the 122, which is the minimum it can sell for today. Having closed at 136 naira 50 kobo yesterday, it's now at 122 naira 85. So intraday price 122. Well, guess what? If they don't do a block transaction of 100,000 shares, it will not close at 122. It will close at a 136. So Monday will come. You could see it at 136. And what if by that Monday, bids start building up? So what you can do, take some at 122 peacefully, no fighting. This is when I like buying stocks. Unless I'm too sure that Monday it will drop, but we can't be sure. So you first take advantage of what you can see now, at least a part of it, and then if a transaction worth 100,000 is done at once, then it closes at 122. On Monday, you can now bid lower than 122 and buy more, because these sort of things will not survive when the second quarter result is out. Though we are seeing 100,000 block offer and 300,000 block offers separately at 122.85, who will come and buy immediately? Unless the person buys immediately. And if I were the one, because some of these market players also know how to do these things, they won't go there now and collect the 100,000 at once, because that will force the price down at the end of trading. What they will do, they will deplete that 100,000, reduce it even by one. Once it is 99,999, anybody who comes to buy the whole 99,999 will never still change the price. The same with that 300,000 shares. They'll deplete and make sure it's not 100,000 at once. So for instance, if I want 300,000 FeedSyn, I will go to that 100,000 and collect 50,000 shares there. I've reduced it. I'll go to the 300,000 and collect some more to reduce it. Unfortunately, that 300,000 block cannot be completely reduced. So I hope you understand this now. It's 1 p.m. Let's go on now to take your calls on TikTok. I hope you are getting something, and I hope you are learning a lot from this. This is how we have been able to survive 28 solid years. Market crash 2007, 2008, we were there. But we understand that when market drops, it's an opportunity for, what I call wealth transfer, discount sales. Okay? All right, let's see our callers. Where are they? I'm going to let multiple callers in just so that we take care of the time and not waste it. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Coach, good afternoon.
Your name and where you're streaming from?
My name is Femi from the UK.
Femi from the UK. Thank you for joining. Proceed.
Yeah. Thanks for all that you do. I was in your last video on Saturday. So
Okay.
I bent down some stocks. I had NT, UBA, Zenith, Blackman, Corner. So I'm thinking between UBA and Zenith, which should I go for? I'm between Wapco and that was Smith.
Wow. Between UBA and Zenith,
Yes.
I would say go for Zenith, because you can always come and still catch UBA back.
Okay, what about Wapco and advertisement?
That's a difficult ask. I will go for WAPCO first because WAPCO has the tendency to climb faster than Dangote Cement. Dangote Cement may delay further in rising because it's already expensive. It's not been long, it jumps to that 1,100 and something. So I will go for WAPCO first.
So, also, if the number of stocks one should have in the portfolio, like let me say 45 million, is like 6 stocks okay, or you can do more?
You can do more. For 45 million, you can do more. You can even do up to 10.
It's 45 million.
Yes, sir.
Because the number of stocks you gave, Ireland won't take large chunk of the money, or Kono Oil won't take large chunk of the money.
Just use your, just
750, and you say we should go for 10,000 units for Ireland and Kono Oil.
Femi, this is what you can do. Use your discretion to allocate resources. You are not to buy everything all at once. Buy what you can using your discretion. You can decide not to buy all the recommended stocks. You can decide to buy bits of the quantities recommended, but just take your time and use your judgment based on what you want to do. Subsequently, you can always come back to top up if you are chasing the targets. Because it's not a one size fits all. And if you are long term, far better, because that's the advice given. Okay? Yes.
It's like for 10 years.
No issues at all. Whatever you buy there for 10, 5 years, fantastic. I can assure you.
Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Awala, are you there? Good afternoon. Yes, your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Awala. I'm streaming from the US.
Awala from the US, we're glad to have you. Proceed.
Thank you. I want to thank you for what you're doing. I'm a newbie. I just started following you last month. And I think sometime last week I did message you on TikTok that I wanted to start my stock purchasing. And the message was not clear enough to you. And though you gave me some recommendations, and I wish I went with the recommendations for PZ, you also mentioned about UBA, MCN. So I got plenty of MCN, I got plenty of PZ, I got plenty of TP, and I have plenty of Sharp. So my question is, if, for instance, I want to invest in the US market, which stock would you recommend? Like, I plan to start small to go big.
US stocks, based on the volatility of that market, I will always advise you go for the big names that will always give you good returns when stability returns to that market. First off, the likes of Microsoft, if it is not above $400. Amazon, I'm trying to check now. At least let me check what Microsoft is doing. You see Amazon, you see Microsoft, you see Alphabet. These are times to buy those stocks now that there is confusion, because they will be the first to recover very fast and make you a whole lot of money. I'm not even going for the likes of Nvidia. I would rather go for stocks like Robinhood as well. So I've given you 4 already.
Okay, thank you. So if I need to top up, let's say I have like Okay, among the stocks I bought, if I need to top up, which would you recommend for Nigerian stocks?
Amongst which ones that you've bought?
Yes, I have PZ, I have UBA, I have TIP, I have SHAP.
I think you can top up. That's your PZ and TIP. PZ particularly, I mean PZ and yes, PZ and TIP. PZ particularly because their financial reports will be out later this month, and it's looking like interest is building up again after that pullback to under 90. Yesterday it was 87, today it's 92. So it's trying to find its way back up in readiness for the full year result. And when I see that the demand is 2.5 million versus the supply 1.1, it shows you the interest is genuine and building up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's go on to the next callers. MindForge. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from? Loud and clear. Name and where you're streaming from, sir?
Michael from the UK.
Michael from UK. Thanks for joining. Go ahead.
Yes, please. I have some IP I bought on the NGX investor app. So I don't know, how do I convert it? How do I sell it if I need to sell it? Because I still have access to buy the Dangote Cement rice.
Please, the NGX account you have is not a stock brokerage account.
Is that what?
Get a stockbroker and
But I bought Dangote right of rice there or something like that. I'm not sure the name.
don't worry, the name is
that NGX app.
it's
With the stockbroker.
so who is your stockbroker?
I can't remember the name. I said I go inside the app to check. But they assign a stockbroker, and I still have right to buy more.
That's the person, the stockbroker is the one you buy stocks and sell stocks through, not the NGX platform.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I was assigned a stockbroker.
This is why we say let's understand the market very well. The way the market operates, you buy and sell through a stockbroker.
Example is FCM. I bought FCMB on it. Same thing as IPO FCMB. So they gave me Lambert Capital Limited stockbroker. So if I need to sell it, how do I go about it?
Exactly what I was trying to explain before you cut me short. Listen, understand how market operates. The stock market operates very simply. Stockbrokers must be at the center of any sale you want to do. So when you buy a public offer through NGX website, NGX is not a broker. That's why they link you up. Now you've mentioned the name of the broker because I asked you, who is your broker? Lambert is your broker. Contact Lambert to give you access to your brokerage account. That's where all your stocks are. Then you can now sell or buy. You need a broker to execute these transactions.
So can I move it to Bamboo app?
More confusion. Lambert is the affiliate broker with Bamboo.
Okay. Another question, sorry. I have 300K I want to invest from now till Dangote Cement refinery come out. Which stock would you suggest for me?
How much thousand?
300K. I have tip and I have tips. I have Dangote sugar. I have coconut oil. I have mutual fund, mutual insurance. So
all right, listen, 300K for Dangote refinery IPO. Keep it until September. It's just 3 months away. You won't make much out of the 300K before that time. And what if you buy a stock by that September, the stock is dipping, your 300K depletes, and you know how the market behaves. Sometimes it does not give you your money exactly as you want it at the time you want it. It can give you, it can make it 400K maybe after the September. But what if in that September it was flashing 250,000? You have lost. So better to keep that money 3 months after IPO hopefully comes out in September, you deploy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Next caller, so Lexi, are you there? Or we should move on?
Hello, Coach.
Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Good afternoon. This is Olushola calling from London.
Olushola from London. Thank you for joining. Please proceed.
So I have a fresh 3 million naira to invest.
Fresh. It's fresh.
What to invest it on? I have Presco, I have Okomo Oil, I have Zenith, I have UBD, I have Dan Sugar, I have Zenith.
How many Dan Sugar do you have? How many UBA do you have? Network distractions and disruptions will not help us here. So I guess we've got to move fast. Pasik. Okay. Good afternoon, Ajiboye. Where are you streaming from?
From Impesa.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to thank you for all that you do, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I just want to make a request. I don't know if it will be possible. Based on the fact that we have a kind of bearish market this week, and I have a schedule with you next week, I was thinking if there's any way to actually move that forward, so I can have an earlier date to talk to you, and then take advantage of this season. Is that possible?
The possibility is in the email. Forward what you want to discuss on email. That can be easier handled before your session.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You too. Next, Pasik, are you there?
Yes, Coach, I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Where are you streaming from?
I'm streaming from the UK.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
So on that, we are doing great. Yeah, my question, I have a concern about the cheap public offer that was allocated. I saw that Atlas is the unit cost at the current price. I'm thinking when I do have some tax implications later, I don't know the best approach to it so that we can look at it together. So we need to get ready. Is it supposed to come at the PO price or the listing price? I don't know.
What do you mean by listing price?
Well, the price at which, at the day of allocation, I think that's the price they used. They ought to use, so they never want not to incur a lot of addition on it. I don't know. I want us to be looking at it because it may bring something in the future that we see the same.
Okay. Actually, for your concerns, very simple. Email Atlas or whichever the broker is and tell them, my friend, I bought this stock public offer 9 naira 50 kobo. Readjust your entry there because you are distorting my portfolio valuation. Simple. They will do so. Okay, first.
Yes, I would like to talk to my daughter. We share an account since I'm trying to build off from the scratch for her to know the importance of investments. I told her the little money you get, what I want is I don't know, just say I want to invest it, whatever it is I talk about. So now I want to buy some stocks for her. Which one is the best take out of these? jams, fertilizer, and any other one that may be okay for her.
How old is she?
For the future.
How old is she?
Okay, she just turned 18.
Just turned 18.
Yeah.
This is celebrating dads like you in the house. Congratulations for being the best dad in the world, looking out for the children while also securing their own future. You are excellent. We celebrate you. Guys, let's celebrate Pasik on the comments and let everyone be encouraged. This is how you create a legacy for your children and you will never regret it. So, 18-year-old, pick between Nigerian Police Force Microfinance Bank and Mark Nichols.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too, sir. So, yes, that's my people there. They are always up to encourage. Pasik, take a look at the comments. You are being celebrated across all platforms. You are a great dad. And hopefully she turns out a fantastic financial model for her peers and maybe those who will come after her. And guess what? She will end up being a jewel to her husband, because some of us men, we still don't understand this thing. And if you are one that just earns money and don't know what to do, you will go broke naturally. This is not a curse. So if whoever is lucky to eventually have her as a wife, she will put his head correct and structure the family finance properly. Everybody take this thing seriously. Your female children, your male, whatever child you have, make sure you are positioning them to understand money early. School will not teach them. That's why you see people go into depression. You will see the ex-CEO of a Fortune 500 company going to kill themselves. For what? The other day we heard Bitcoin, somebody who made a lot of money in Bitcoin or whatever went to kill themselves. For what? It's lack of financial intelligence. The money you are killing yourself for, you will still be able to make it. Just have life and time on your side. Finish. So we are training people who stabilize the finances of themselves, their families, and most importantly, their nation. Because a child like her finds her way into government, she will hardly steal like others. I'm telling you this fact. There is no amount of money I want to steal now. And it's not pride. I don't need it in the first place. I know how to produce it in the second place. I've met billionaires. In this little corner I am, I know billionaires I've spoken with regarding how to continue to grow their money. What are you stealing for? And it is always against your religion, both Islam, both Christianity. You will go to hell if you keep stealing like that. What are you stealing for? People are in politics stealing the nation dry because they don't know how to create wealth. So you just collect the money that belongs to the entire population and just choke yourself with it. I want to get angry now because that's what always happens to me when I remember how the country's resources are just being in fact. Let me hold my peace. All right. Hello, coach. Is UPDC a good company to invest in? Kindly juxtapose between Champs and UPDC. I think you asked the same question, which I have already dealt with. So we progress. Good, coach. Can I sell my QTX at a loss and use it to top up Aradel? Oh, that's a strong one now. Nourish to flourish. Yes, you can. Unfortunately, because of the price disparity, whatever you sell in QTX will buy you just a little Aradel because of the price difference. But then, why not? Okay. Mabelex Clearview says, I have loved you, coach. I just fall more in love with my coach. It's my church here. Is your church? Which one is your church? Thank you very much. I love you all too. Which broker is best for newbies? There is no newbie broker, sir. Omeogo, please remove that newbie from your vocabulary. Okay? Every broker is for everybody. There is no I'm coming today, so which one is our broker? use the broker of your choice. Depends on what you want and perhaps what you have gotten used to. And if you are satisfied with it, or feedbacks from people who have used various brokers. And that's why we have Network Investors Club. You can join to learn about these things very quickly, ask questions, get responses very fast. You will always get help and responses. Hello, Grace. You've been patient. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Wow. She's so patient. She's been quiet, muted her mic. I almost thought it was a mistaken call. Good afternoon, Grace. Tell us where you're streaming from and let's proceed.
Okay, thank you first. I always love the fair, that's why I come out to listen to you. And I'm streaming from Vegas. Okay, so I have a quick question to ask you. I heard when you said something, I want to get last call. I have 100,000 to invest, but I don't want to buy at 290 or so. You said I could get at 197. So I'm trying to, because my broker is not giving that option and getting that price. So I want to know where and how I can get at that 197.
When you say your broker is not giving you that option, how do you mean? Who is your broker? And what platform do you use?
I'm using Trove, okay, but I was speaking to you the other day. I had to open up after interest, and that's where I put the money I want to use for LMK final IQ. But I want to see if I can also use after invest to get this last one.
Very
Other price I mentioned. Because my current broker, which is Trove, is not giving that option to buy
I thought it's possible to use limit order. Is there nothing like limit order in the Trove app? There should be.
No.
There is none.
I see that in the Afro Invest.
All right, then you proceed with Afro Invest and do limit order purchase. When you opt for limit order, it will now request for what price you want, and then you input your price and click. As it is now, you'll be sold to immediately. And the beautiful thing about it is when the market closes, as long as there was no 100,000 block transaction at the price you are buying, you go into immediate profit, instant. Would that be all, Grace?
Okay, sir. That's what I wanted to confirm. Thank you so much.
You know, she's very patient. So that confirms the quality of a good investor that she will be. She has patience. So let's turn that virtue into money. When you buy your stock, you stay patient. We'll be here to celebrate your wins. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
God bless you too. So Lexi, looks like we lost you, so we'll proceed. There is a comment on YouTube from Akman Aniedi. Listen to this, everyone. I am here to say a very big thank you, sir. I just finished university at 23. Started investing last while in my finals. I am approaching 2 million naira worth now. Thank you so much, sir, and God bless you. That's a graduate already worth 2 million naira. He can never be the same with others struggling for urgent 2K, sir. Never. Never. And that's why we tell you, invest from where you are. There's a reason why. You get why. This one will never be in that category of urgent 2K because he has mastered his finances, disciplined himself to the extent of foregoing immediate gratification to invest while being a student. One of the hardest moments of being financially independent. And now he has 2 million to his name as far as his portfolio value is concerned. Now tell me, if he gets a job, why this person will not be wealthy? Because he has already grown himself to manage resources. This one will not go and earn 500,000 or 1 million per month and blow everything every month. Never. This one will structure his expenses to make sure there is still room for what to put aside to invest. In the final analysis, this one will never retire at 60. This type, they will retire like as fast as I did. At 40, at 45, he's done hustling for money. That's what life is all about. Don't go there and work till you are 60 and 65. That's wickedness. That's punishment. Remove that thing from your brain. Even if retirement is 65, it doesn't mean you should work till you are 65. After working and they pay you gratuity and pension and everything, what do you now do at 65? Where do you want to go to? What do you want to explore again? Please, please, please. There is more to life than just work. That's why we want you to retire early. So that at some point, money is no longer the motivation because you have built a system that brings it and funds your life. That's what we're trying to do. So many people still don't get this memo. That's my problem. But you know what? If what I'm saying is touching you, then I'm talking to you. And your story must change. No one is coming to save you. Have you seen how from government to government things get worse? Have you seen it? From the days of Awolowo to the days of... that is how it has been worse. The one now may be better than the one coming. It's always like that. There's never been, while you are in a particular, under a particular government, you think you've seen the worst. You haven't. So you better liberate yourself because you are the CEO and president of your portfolio and your life. All right, let's take more comments and calls as well. If you are not motivated, get motivated today. A student is now worth 2 million. You think we are playing here? I know when I see those I'm sent to. Watch for that fellow. Akpan and Yedi. Watch out for that person. You can't, you see, there is no devil anywhere that can come and affect this person's finances. Never. Have you not heard me say it severally? When you build in secret, they don't know what to attack. They will just be seeing you flying up and down, doing your things. They are not seeing you sweating like every other person because wealth is not by labor. Let's get this. Hello, good afternoon. Agofure.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Please tell us where you're streaming from, Kelvin.
Okay, I'm streaming from Port Harcourt, Nigeria.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
Okay, please, I'd like to ask, what do you think about SpaceX IPO?
SpaceX IPO, after I did that my video, based on current valuations, I am thinking it may be overvalued.
Okay.
And what usually happens to most IPOs in the US may just happen to it. How? I hear the valuation is between $500 to $700 and something per share. And if that happens, maybe first week excitement, boom, it can climb to $800 or $900, then collapse under the listing price. We never know. It's always been a 50-50 chance for me. But after the valuation, again, I felt this could just be one of those hypes, especially knowing that the US market has not been at its excellent best. So it's a 50-50.
Okay, no, thanks. Thanks, sir.
GGMU says it's 135. Well, if it's 135, oh, it's 135? Aha, if it's 135, maybe, just maybe, it looks interesting. $135, maybe, it looks interesting. 135, okay. But what I know is that the three segments of their business, two of them are loss-making. Only one is profit-making, which is the internet and all of that. Now, by the time you aggregate those two loss makers plus the profit maker, the entire business is still a loss-making business. But again, the US market has no serious respect for profit and loss making. A lot of times, some companies are loss makers, but they price in future value, and so they don't care. So if it's listed at 135, I think around June 12th, this month, 12th of this month, if it's listed at 135, it might rise to close to maybe 200 or even more, and may not, at this price, I don't know what they did, but this 135 is really new to me. It means I've not really done my reading as far as US market is concerned, especially for this IPO. It may not come down to the 135. We don't know, because there are so many other stocks selling for over $200 per share, and they are still loss makers. So the market continues to hope and therefore price in the future valuation in today's price. The American market can be very, very funny sometimes. All right, let's go on, please. I'm here to receive my tip I bought during the PO. Do I need to register for a CSS account? Where did you buy it from? Was it over the counter, in a bank, or through a broker? You may want to contact your broker to give you that update. Hello, coach. Do you know anything about Van Eck Semiconductors? No. All right, good coach. I want to buy charms with 150K. Please, what? Oh, please, what enterprise? And should I buy now or wait till Monday? Wonders Luxury. Charms was doing 4 naira or so. Okay, I'm told my login session has expired, so I'll have to relog in. While I'm trying to relog in, hello, good afternoon. Please, can you use the mouthpiece directly and then go away from the noise? Better now. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Yeah, I'm streaming from Abuja. My name is Amobi.
Amobi from Abuja. Glad to hear from you. Proceed.
Thank you very much. So I have quick questions, right? I just started investing in the stock markets. I saw one of your posts you made about Netflix, and I want to know what's your take is on Netflix, and about TIP. Do you know if there's a good entry price for that for TIP? Because I've been investing in other stocks like First Bank, Zenith Bank, MCN, and Aratel when you mentioned about it. But about TIP, I'm not really gone into it because I don't really know much about TIP. But I want to know if you think it's worth investing more into it now is coming down.
TIP is worth investing more into anytime, any day.
Yes.
That stock already is up to 28.30 right now, up from the 27.90 that it was selling for.
Okay.
And a whole lot of bids have climbed in there at 28. So if not the 27.90 of last trading day yesterday, then 28.30 or 28.25. Currently 5 million bids versus 5 million offers. 28.30 or 28.25.
28.25. Okay.
You could still see at 27.90 though. Then about Netflix. While you were talking, I quickly looked up the price. Netflix is actually in one of the stocks that I would recommend for anyone, just like I mentioned to the other caller who asked for some US stocks. Please, Netflix, as long as it's under $100, perfect. So I'm seeing it at 81 now. It's perfect.
Okay, I got it at 86, but now I think it's at 81.
It's at 81. Not bad at all. Netflix will always bounce back and above the 100. So your entry is not bad. It's just a victim of one of these markets confusion going on in the US. Sorry, your environment is too noisy. Way too noisy. Please, everyone, stay in a quiet environment when you're calling. What's your take on Aradel? Avi Oban. My take on Aradel, buy. In fact, that delay in submission of their results or publishing of their results has led to the price dropping, which is a blessing in disguise for anyone who didn't buy when it was at 1.9. Because a rally ensued the moment we were getting close to the publishing date. But when we now read about the extension, demand now dropped. But you know what? at 1,742 that it is now, slightly down by 7 kobo from the 1,749. 1.5 million shares of RDL has been traded, amounting to 2.7 billion naira. This is when smart money likes to creep in. They are tiptoeing into RDL so that they can get enough before the result is announced. Let's be wise and know when these moves are being made. So feel free to go for your RDL. Price to go in 1,741 or 42. Felix says, I bought 50,000 units of ICO in May 2018. As we speak, I just received a dividend of 5,400 naira. That's the problem with penny insurance, and most importantly, not accumulating enough, because you must have bought it very cheap then. So when you buy stocks, buy enough so that when the price appreciates, you are making a lot of money. And then when they pay dividends, no matter how tiny it feels, makes a lot of sense in your bank account. A lot of people still invest social media investing. That's what I call it. Buy 500 shares here, buy 1,000 shares here, buy 250 shares here. You are playing. You're not ready yet. Okay, AJ, next caller. And if AJ is not working, Prosper Kome, next one. Okay, he by himself disqualified himself by being in a noisy place, unless it's a mistaken call. Let's hear from Anne or Abdul Ganiyu, whoever comes first. Hello, good afternoon. Morning, coach. I'm happy to be here. Please, is this a good time to buy Access Holdings Charles Atta? Yes, actually, at 23, not a bad price to enter Access. Hello, good afternoon. Looks like there are very many mistaken callers, but we will keep going. I want to learn how to study stock market chart. How do I start? Saint Gabriel. What is stock market chart? Coach, what's your take on Veritas Cap? Well, team, Veritas is amongst those penny insurance stocks I've always told you that does not really thrill me too much. Not because the fundamentals are not great, but because of particularly market perception and behavior towards them. Big Daddy says, please, which stock can I invest 300K? So, Big Daddy, you've been here and I've been mentioning stocks. You haven't picked anyone yet. Tip is there for you. Buy tip. Some of the questions you don't need to even ask, because we've been mentioning names, Dangote Sugar, Tip, PZ. Check them yourself and decide. If the money is not too much, then you look for the cheaper ones amongst them. That's the way to do this. I know his son had a terror case with the US some time ago. Abdul Muttalab, a big name. Okay, Ikem Benzoic, yes. Sir, what's your take on Fidelity Bank? Niger, Kuwait. Fidelity Bank, you just got to be patient and let them bounce fully back. I remember admiring them and really liking them for their generosity in paying dividends. When their stock was far cheaper, they declared 85 kobo per share interim. Then final, they went ahead and paid 2 naira or so. So the Fidelity that was restricted from dividend payment now, when they are free to pay, they will be that generous. Let's not forget, Fidelity is actually an international bank. They have an international banking license. And if you are not careful, you will misjudge by a price. Though it's not by license as well, because Wema Bank, which was a regional bank that is now trying to upgrade to a national bank, is currently doing better, both in price and dividend payouts, because they were not involved in the forbearance issues that have held down some other banks. So the likes of Fidelity and and Wema cannot be classified as the same. Just as you can't classify a bank like I would say Stanbic IBTC and Fidelity in terms of license. Stanbic IBTC is actually a national bank, they don't have international license. Even if they are affiliated to an international name, Stanbic. You see the point? That's why you will not see Stanbic IBTC abroad. You will see Stanbic abroad, but not the Stanbic IBTC. Whereas you will see the likes of Zenith, UBA, GTCO, Fidelity abroad. So when they come into their full potentials, you will see a lot going on. Okay. Hi, Coach. Do you advise I sell Qtix? Oh, no. Do you advise I sell Qtix? Qtix that is even bouncing back after a bad result. Plus Honeywell and Wapik. Emoji, that's a collection of tiny stocks that you may want to make, yes, sell. I'm sure you want to buy something stronger. You need to fortify your portfolio against some of those drawbacks that some of those causes stocks may be causing you. All right, let's keep going, ladies and gents. Keep the comments coming in. On to the next set of callers. Lexorge. Grow with UI, whichever connects. But before then, Zenith is a solid stock. Stay there. Taj Artistry. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from very quickly. Thank you very much. Go on.
Yeah, thank you for you too. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Coach, just two quick questions. Is regarding this double sugar here. I've taken up my right here. I've taken up my right, and I did this medicine broker here. I think for the past couple of days, I was trying to, they normally have this online link where you have to, print out your RIT form, you fill it, and they have a link where you have to fill in the details, enter your stuff, and you submit. You try to submit it. But I find out that when I get to, because I have an account with them as well, so I deposit, when it got to the time to deposit the money, I deposit the money on the account. But on the link aspect, it used to allow me I couldn't go beyond that aspect, as in to recognize the payment that yes, the payment has been made, so that I can then move to the next stage if I have to upload or anything, I don't know. But I think I was able to send emails and everything back and forth. For today, I think today I was able to, then even when I was in communication through email and all that, the later got back to me that the problem has been fixed. Then, as soon as it confirms the payment, it just says successful. Send me maybe like a tracking ID and the details that everything is successful and the money. Then I went back to to my account. I found out that money has been debited from the account. But the participation, the form, I couldn't submit the form. There was no space to upload the form. So that was a bit that got me confused. I even sent them emails and everything. They kept sending me back the link to start the program, which you can upload the form at all again or something.
What broker is that?
Medistem.
You have to find a way. And have they debited you?
They've debited the money from my account already. The money has been taken away from the account. It has been taken.
Please print out a transaction receipt, forward to them, and tell them they've debited you.
I've done that already. Yeah, I've done that already. Then I also attached the participation form with the receipts that was sent. That everything has been you've successfully submitted your rights. Because on that receipt.
So what's the problem? So what's the problem now?
That is allocated to me, which I've paid for. The problem is that the form that I filled, the form they will tell you which you used to take up your rights, that form, which you filled and you sign and add your details and everything on it, and where you want them to allocate the shares to, like that the broker's account you want them to, and you normally fill it on top of it as well. But that form now is that it didn't go, there was no space for me to upload that form on the link.
Use their chat bot and chat with them. Eventually, they will transfer you to the customer service staff and relate with them. I know Meristem has a chat bot from where they will connect you to.
Yeah, I've even done that. That same chat was talked about because there was no other way I could reach them. Even the WhatsApp numbers they weren't responding. So that chat box was not the one I used. It seems that they don't know the person talking. It seems they don't know what they're doing. They say,
okay, this is
not working.
This is what you can do. This is what you can do. Another option. Carry that form and that payment evidence forward to the registrars and explain to them that you have paid for your rights through your broker, and this is the evidence and this is your form. But the feedback you're getting from them is it's looking like they don't understand. So they should just be aware that you've been debited for this through Meristem, your brokers. Send to the registrars. I think they will tidy up there.
So which is the broker for the demolition though? Which is the
not broker, registrars.
Oh, sorry, the registrar. Which is the registrar for the demolition?
Veritas registrars. Just check that form. You will see their details there.
Okay, Veritas. Okay. Thank you, coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
That's the problem. You see, I've said this thing before. That was what caused the market crash of 2007 and 2008. Stockbroking firms will just recruit people and not train them. So they will be recommending stocks they don't even understand why they are recommending it. And then public offers were all over the place that time. All sorts of banks in glass houses and all manner were just advertising and they buy this, buy that. And one of those banks used to tell us that one day we'll be fueling our car with water. And after all said and done, we ended up discovering we bought rubbish. And when market crash came, of course, no fundamentals. There was no internet to discuss these things and share information on social media the way we are doing now. Know how to get information from the NGX is a problem. That time it wasn't NGX, it was Nigerian Stock Exchange, NSE. But all that has changed now. That's why there's nothing to fear about these things. You are buying good businesses, relax. That time, Nestle used to sell for around 25 naira per share. That's the Nestle that is selling for 3,000 naira now. So imagine if we had access to information, did our due diligence and bought some of these stocks. 25 naira. But never mind, we are here now. And it can only get better, especially when you find yourself in a community like this. Jacob Ikenemo says, I'm happy to have met you. Okay, that message has flown away because the system has scrolled past. I bought down sugar May 15 and I'm entitled to rights issue. No, you are not. Flourish me. Qualification date for down sugar is April 20th. If you bought May 15th, you are not qualified. Mazi has mentioned the name. I didn't mention any name. I just remember one of those stunts. Our cars will be driving on water. That time, how much was fuel price? Maybe 50 naira per liter. 50 naira per liter at that time. Now we're talking 1,300 per liter. We're still waiting for the water to drive our cars. Instead, it's electric cars that are available. And now the problem is you need power to charge your electric cars. Please, sir, list 5 NGX. Oh no, it's flown away again. Sorry about that, but then it's time for calls. So we have to go back and take some more calls. Okay? Most of the callers I'm trying to connect with don't know what's the problem, but let's keep going. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Yes, please proceed with your name and where you're streaming from.
Yeah, my name is Jacob. I'm streaming from Netherlands.
Jacob from Netherlands, thank you for joining. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to really appreciate you. I'm just new in stock market. 3 months in stock market. I'm not 7 figures.
Woo! Tell us more, Jacob.
Yeah, I have S&P 500. I have Apple. I have Coca-Cola. I have Zenith. I have Access. I have MTN. I have GTB. I have Dangote Cement. Now my question is, I am looking at Jaiz. What do you think about it? Because I've been going through charms, but I don't know much about charms. But since you said something like charms, I'm thinking of investing because what I do, I try to invest 500 euros every month. And my target is 10 years.
Awesome.
And since I met, since I met you, you've given me that motivation. I want to say thank you very, very much because when I was in Nigeria, I was always concerned of tomorrow. I'm 40 years of age. I just started 3 months ago. So I'm an aggressive investor because, of course, I'm married to a white woman. So I have the liberty to have money. So now, instead of me living a extravagant life, I have to put all my money in there. There is always a spare money. But what I'm calling is, you are a really gem to this society. I'm really, really proud. Now, to be honest with you, I think I am not wealthy because in one of your posts, video, you said there's difference between wealth and rich. We are on different levels. So I have to save that video. I am level 1. But I'm looking at going to higher and higher because I don't expect anybody to take care of me at my old age. My child, my wife, I don't. So I'm building it up. What I'm saying essentially, thank you very, very, very much. I'm in 7 figures. I'm aiming for 8 figures before the end of this year. And I know in this your community I'm going to make it because I'm an aggressive investor. I'm a risk taker. Even when I was in Nigeria, do you know what? I used to play Bet Nigeria. So I will tell you how I transformed my Bet Nigeria to having that risk. I'm a risk taker. As it is now, Dangote refinery, I'm planning of investing 5 to 10 million.
Awesome.
The money is there already.
Fantastic.
It's kept already, not touch, even euro equivalent. And a little mutual fund.
Congratulations.
Mutual fund. Yeah, I decided to go deep on S&P 500.
Wonderful.
US stock also, but that is for my growth. But I'm invested in Nigeria too. I want to say thank you very, very much. Whoever is not investing now is claiming it is tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jacob. I'm sure you have inspired a whole lot more people. Let me tell you the truth. There was the investor in you that was actually distracted and perverted into Bet Nigeria, but we are very excited that we have got our investor, Jacob, back into what he was meant for. Watch how you fly through your investments. And truly speaking, I can assure you, you will never be scared of tomorrow anymore. Please do your best, because your investment machine, which you are building now, will end up being, after your wife and children, your closest friend. Because when others fail you, including those you are helping with money now, they will be the first to mock you that you went abroad and didn't make it when others were making it. But never with this machine you are building. If anybody else fails you tomorrow, this wealth machine you are building will never fail you. That is what will give you that peace of mind so you can enjoy the rest of your life. Thank you so much, Jacob. We really appreciate you. God bless you.
God bless you for our generation.
Amen. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the blessings that Jacob is showering here is not on me alone, because without you, there will be no me talking to you here. Listen, you all made it possible. Every time we gather here, we learn from one person's testimonial to another. That should tell you are in the right community where you are built up to become your best. There are so many other gatherings where they are pulling each other down, but not here. If you want to be a part of the Net Worth Investors Club, just send me a DM on Instagram, because I can't be all over social media. And then you'll be sent the links to join the club. It's free. Please don't be a victim of scammers. No one will come to say, bring money, let's invest for you in Net Worth Investors Club. Never. The reason it is a do-it-yourself club, it is for your protection. And guess what? This club is not just an online community. We are building a movement, and come the 6th of December, we'll be in Lagos, physically live. Our Lagos subgroup is doing everything to make sure we have a fantastic venue for our first ever business and investment summit tagged Wealth Algorithm. Make sure you plan yourselves and make sure you are there. Further details will be communicated. We'll be sharing the cost of hosting, because we are not a profit-making organization. So next week, an account where we can just put in the little to support this movement will be shared with us. Myself will be putting money there so that we can host ourselves, pay for venue, organize the place, and have a fantastic time together. So please plan accordingly. This information will be shared to us next week. But before then, we are perfecting plans, budgeting, and everything. I will be there physically, and we're bringing some thought leaders to speak to us on how we can continue to grow together as one strong investment movement. On that note, it's already past 2 p.m. This is how we come to a close in today's live stream. Ladies and gents, this global live stream will continue Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. Don't forget, in Net Worth Investors Club, we are over 9,000 members already and still counting, made up of Nigerians in Nigeria, in the diaspora, and some foreigners. You don't want to miss out. But by all means, let's keep growing our network. Don't be afraid of market dips. They are all opportunities. We will still be here from next month, when most of the stocks you are buying now will start jumping back and putting you in profit. Until then, this is me saying thank you so very much. You guys are simply the best. and I really appreciate you. Apologies for those whose comments I could not take because of time, and of course, calls I couldn't as well. But never mind, same time, Monday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. We'll be here to do it again. Until then, this is me saying thank you very much and have a fantastic week.